Hey, how are you? Welcome back to PremierTalk TV episode 7. We got some familiar faces. We got a brand new face. So let's do who's who in the zoo, baby. So, Parker, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Parker, Spurs fan. A little depressed at the moment, but we'll talk about it.
I gotcha. And then we have Nini, a Chelsea fan. Wow.
New Chelsea fan here. Nini, Buran's brother, Kelman's cousin.
Okay. Keep it within the family.
Yep.
Cool.
What's going on, everyone? Good to be back. Another episode of PremierTalk TV. So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. I'm actually surprised Buran made a feature this week after his hiding against Luton Town. So we'll see. And I'm sure we'll talk about that a bit later. Yeah, guys, match week 11. Let's review it. We had some ups and downs. We had massive games. I mean, where do we start? I think the biggest thing we start right now is you call it the Battle of the Bridge, but it was at Tottenham. It was at the Nike Stadium, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Parker, how we feeling? Hey, Nini, you got to chime in here too.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, definitely. I want to hear Nini's opinion on the game. I've never seen a game like that in my entire life. I don't think I've ever have. Just the stoppages and the amount of time they took on each, VAR check. It was getting to be frustrating. I think everybody was starting to feel that way, but I really think that we're to blame, right? Romero. I mean, where to even start with that guy? Oh my God. I mean, the tackle was against another Argentinian, right? So it's like, what are you even doing, man? He's not even thinking. I think he thinks he plays with his heart too much. He doesn't think enough, maybe. But he's also not learning. So I remember this summer that before the season, talking about how he'll just give up a red card and we'll just drop points because of that. And I remember fighting with other Spurs fans, and a lot of people defend him like, no, he's an amazing defender. And I think, honestly, they have it wrong. People, confuse like really harsh tackles as good defending, and I totally disagree. It's not good defending. You don't see great defenders, with the amount of cards that he racks up. It's incredible how many cards he gets. I think he has an insane stat. He's had 75 appearances for Spurs. He has 28 cards. So it's like almost a card every 3 games. I don't even know. I'm not good at math, but pretty sure it's somewhere around that. And it's just unacceptable, really. I mean, unless we're talking about like Pepe or something like in, La Liga, where he would get a card, every game or something. But other than that, I mean, you don't really see top defenders getting cards like that. And it's really just unacceptable. It just really, really hurts our team, more than
I agree here. But hey, we could blame Tottenham all day. We probably can blame Romero because I mean he is the issue where everything started falling down. But give some credit to Chelsea. They need it. My God, they need it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. They had so many one-on-ones, and they still they only scored 4 goals, which just sounds like a lot. But honestly, the way that we were set up, it could have been a lot more. So we got really lucky. It was just 4. So, and I don't even want to get into the tactics about. Look, okay, sorry. We're talking about good defenders, right? But good managers also can adapt to the game, right? And if things change, okay, you put 9 in the back and you fucking have a low block, just like Liverpool did to us, right? We're we couldn't score. I mean, we were just patient, just over and over, just trying to, penetrate that 9-man defense. And, eventually we got an own goal because of it, just because we crossed it really quick in there. And yeah, I don't know what Ange Postecoglou was thinking. I really don't.
Until we are mates. I think that's what he said. Nini, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, it's
hurting right now. Help him.
It's a big confidence booster for us, I'd say.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, go off what Parker said, though, I think we should have done more. I mean, they're playing 9 players at half field as their back line. I mean, Nicholas Jackson could have had 5-6 goals himself. Mudryk came on. He changed the game a little bit, but he's got to be better when he comes on because that's his time to shine,
Yeah. I was actually impressed with Dyer, too, coming on in Romero's spot because he's gotten a lot of stick. He hasn't played at all this season. That was his first appearance. And oh yeah, man, he had that goal that was offsides.
Oof.
Oh man, that was tough for him.
What a great goal though.
Yeah, no, it was a worldie. Yeah, it was crazy. But
I mean, as a bystander, Buran, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, good points. It was weird watching the game because you see the high line, and as the game goes on, it's working, and they're not scoring, and they're offsides. Then you're like, holy shit, this might actually happen. Then all of a sudden they pour 1, 2, 3 more in. Yeah, for Chelsea, big confidence boost, but I don't know. For Spurs, now looking forward, we talked about a few weeks ago, like, how are these injuries? How are these things going to start to play out throughout the season? And kind of affect this dream start that they've had so far to this campaign for them. It's looking pretty grim for the near future for them. So we'll see how they're able to come back.
Yeah, when we miss one player, we lose one player, and we're like praying. We're just like, oh my god, Dyer's coming in. Like, this is just bad, and he's our sub. And it's like our substitutes need to be better. He did well, Eric Dyer, I thought, but yeah, I don't know. Now we have Eric Dyer and it's going to be Royale as our center backs for a month and a half, maybe. So
I think City are about to spread you open, dude. This could be bad. I gotta be completely honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I was watching the game. I was really impressed with. And I hate to say it, I was really impressed with Spurs. The first 15 minutes, it looked like they're just back to business, right? Chelsea just didn't look up for the game, and then it just took one bad tackle. But before that, 5 minutes before that, Romero forgot how to pass the ball. He's passing the opposite team. Chelsea's winning the ball and up the field and in better territories, and they're just creating that pressure. And then all hell broke loose, right? On top of that, you lose your pace out of the back. At least Vanderven, incredible player, has had an incredible start of the season. I mean, that guy's one of the paciest center backs I've seen. You lose him. Madison goes down. I don't know if you want to touch on that. I don't know if he's injured, if he just had a knock or whatnot. Romero's out for 3 games. If I'm Ange, I'm probably looking at him like, what the fuck's going on here? I mean, this isn't the first time you costed us. You basically cost him against Arsenal with all of his own goals, and he played like shit too.
Oh yeah. He costs us points like crazy. I mean, the list goes on and on with him. He's a liability for sure.
And then we didn't even touch on Udogi. I mean, what were you doing, man? You're down a man. First of all, you're lucky to be on the field. That 2-foot was wild.
His first should have been a red.
Yeah, the first. Sorry, go ahead, Ron. Or who was that?
I would say the first challenge I thought was 100% a red card. It was 2 foot. Like, he nicked his shin. He barely missed him, but the intent was there for sure.
Yeah, and that's why the second challenge, it was like, you got to get him off. I mean, he knew it too. You saw his face as soon as he did it. There's no words for it. It was just really ill-disciplined. I don't know what you want to say. Like, no composure. Like,
I just think Tottenham, looking at him, I mean, I don't think before the season, no one thought they would be going in 10 games undefeated. No one thought that. Not even the most optimistic Spurs fan. You lose Harry Kane. Ange comes in here, builds the team up. But I guess the problem is when they're in bigger games, they didn't show an underbelly like they did before. But Chelsea, you're a physical team. You create pressure all over the pitch. A lot of times when you have a team that's not experienced, especially in games like this, and you put a little pressure on them, they boil up and they boil over. And they just got emotional. And I think that's just one thing looking forward. If you're going to fix that Tottenham team, is you got to take the emotion out of the game and time, become more professional with it. That's just my thought.
I think Tottenham lacks a leader too, to be honest. They don't really have that veteran on the field that can, sort everyone out and calm everyone down.
Yeah, who is your veteran?
I think, well, our captain is Son. Then our vice captain is Romero. He was off. But I think a good captain, actually, like without the band or the armband, is Højbjerg. I think he gets people pumped. He gets people, I don't know. He gets people ready for the game, but I knew we weren't going to be undefeated all season, right? I knew it was going to end eventually, but for it to happen against Chelsea, my brother just gives me, constant shit about it. And it just sucks that it had to be them, and Poach doing it against us. And it makes it that much worse, and it's like, how many things could go wrong in one game? It went from bad to worse to just like catastrophic almost. It was just.
Yeah. I mean, 4-1, dude. They're walking away from a title challenger 4-1. Chelsea's had a hell of a year so far. Unlucky at times, but
yeah. I mean, look at our injuries now. I mean, it's crazy. Ben Davies, defender. Obviously, we talked about Van de Ven, Perisic.
I didn't even know Ben Davies was on the team.
Yeah, they're just injured. And Sessegnon, another defender. Yeah,
Start naming guys in your starting lineup. I don't care about the guys on the bench.
Well, I just mean like these are all defenders that I named. So our defenders are just really short and hard to come by now. So it might be a disaster, honestly, because I think defending is really, how you stay in the top 4. If you can defend, and that's what we've done this season. And now I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. So,
I think,
and then Richarlison just got a surgery too. Did you hear about that? So Richarlison's out now.
Yeah, but I think you got better from that.
Yeah, I don't think that's really a big loss, to be honest.
Probably a win.
But every injury now is just piling on, and it just
just nicks at the depth for sure.
Yeah, I think Perisic being out is probably your biggest thing right now for your attack.
Oh yeah. I mean, you just got to add in January at this point. But I mean, hey, you guys, you're going to Malinu, I think, next. You're going to play against Wolves. I think it's away. It's a tough task, man. It's a tough task, and it's a lot to ask. Another tough task was Arsenal away at St. James. St. James Park, notoriously not an easy place to go to and play, especially when you got the Toon Army in the background, screaming their fucking heads off like dickheads. But a lot of respect to that team. I don't like the way some players play, and we could probably get into that. But regardless, they needed a result, and Eddie Howe's team turned up as they usually do at St. James's Park. Braun, what do you think of the game?
I mean, who's the guy you don't like? Spill the beans.
Dude, Bruno G, man. That guy shouldn't even be on the pitch. He's not a soccer player, dude. He's a thug. That's what he is.
Come on.
Dude, please don't. Did you watch it?
In that game.
He murdered Jorginho all game.
I mean, how can as an Arsenal fan, I see why you don't like it.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking at it from just a fan's perspective, like, that's a guy who's going to brawl, and I would want him on my team all day long.
I mean, I agree.
He's a football player.
You need guys like
that. Football player.
You need guys who don't care to get hurt, and they're going to go out there and lay their body on the line just to win a game. So,
and we have one of those, man. We have Kai Havertz. That was a bad tackle on him. I was actually kind of surprised to see a wild side of that man.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Yeah, that tackle against I don't know who it was, but
probably a lot of pent-up frustration from the way his season's going.
Yeah,
probably actually, yeah.
Well, now we got to play him against Odegaard.
But are we going to talk about the VAR thing at all? Because
I mean, where do you want to start? And we talk about this every week, dude. In every game at this point, right?
Well, when I listened to the recording, it was just shocking that they couldn't find a better angle. They're like, "Do you have anything else? Are you sure?" And they're just like, "Nope, that's it." They're a $1 billion industry. This is the Premier League. You don't have cameras next to the goalpost or something, maybe, or more cameras closer to the goal. Come on, it's embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, and I mean, even when they were checking, dude, they were just checking one thing at a time, and one guy, I think that was on the pitch, was like, "Hey, maybe we should look at this," and then the guy verbally was pissed off that he had to keep going back and looking at things. And then the ref's sitting there like, what the hell are we doing? Dude, it was just a mess. Yeah. There's no protocol, it doesn't seem like. That's the issue.
It's the same thing that happened in the Chelsea game. They score an offside goal. They go back to the foul. There's a penalty. They didn't even the ref doesn't even see it. It's the same exact thing. There's a two-hand shove in the box on the Arsenal player. They're looking at the ball on the line. They don't even realize the push, and they don't call it.
Oh, yeah. And then it was offsides after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like that was a really quick check, the push. They're like, okay, complete. I'm like, wait, are you sure?
Yeah.
Two-hand shove to the back.
Yeah, he was jumping up, and it looked like he was going for the ball. And in real time, it looks just like he's going for the ball. And when you pause it, he's just kind of pushing, right? It makes it always look worse. But the fact that VAR just kind of very quickly checked that, it sounded like they were kind of in a hurry, and they just needed to quickly just get it over with. And it's like, did you even look at it, man? I don't know.
It kind of seems like it's less of them being in a hurry and more of them just kind of not really knowing what to do.
Oh.
It's like if you have protocol and process in place. Like it's like here's step A, B, C, D. You go through it all. Okay, good. But it's like they're just scrambling all over the place. Like it's the same thing that happened in that Liverpool game weeks ago when we talked about it. It's like there's no process, no protocols. No one really knows what's going on. Everyone just kind of doing their own thing. But I mean, welcome
it's a game of inches.
Welcome
it's a
to
game of
Marvel.
inches.
Yeah, hey, I get it. Hey, as we all know, VAR can get in the sea. I guess another team that can get in the sea is Liverpool away. Wow, what is going on? And man, I had so much praise for Darwin Nunez, and he just couldn't finish. He couldn't finish his meal. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, the one was bad when Salah served him on a silver platter right in front of the goal. But I mean, props to Luton. After the game, I was thinking about it, and like, if we win that game, 1-2, 3-0, it's like whatever, just another week in the Prem. Liverpool beats Luton, but
Yeah,
the
predictable.
fact that it's high, like, you got to think Liverpool's perspective. You got to expect all the other big clubs. They're going to go to Luton and they're going to smash them and they're going to take 3 points. So that's a missed opportunity. But then on Luton's end, it's like, damn, we snagged a point from Liverpool. I mean, they're out of relegation right now. They're currently sitting at 17th, I think. So it's like
they're out of it by a point or a goal differential.
Yeah, so like on their end, it's like that's massive for them as well. So, a game that we all thought Liverpool would go in and waltz through can turn out to be a huge turning point in both their seasons. So, I mean, big props to them. They scored a great goal, great counterattack. We showed good resilience to fight till the end. Luis Diaz coming up big, but yeah, that's just a game that I'm expecting a lot of big clubs to go there and smash Luton, and we're going to be looking back at it thinking, man, if we would have took another 2 points from them, who knows, we could win the title if we win that game. So, yeah, we're showing a little bit of weakness right there, but
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, it's tough, man, especially when you go to a club like that expecting to win. But one thing I'd like to point out, though, Ross Barkley, it was good to see him have a good game for Luton, right? When's the last time we heard that guy have a good game for anyone? I mean, shit, it might have been for Chelsea, but then you got rid of him.
I liked him at Chelsea. I'm not going to lie. He was just box to box, get in, get out, tough players that you need on the field. I mean, he's not technically gifted like that, but he does his role perfect, I think. And I think every team needs that kind of guy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think there for about 4 weeks, he gets called up to England, starts making people. I was like, who is this guy? But I mean, that's the story of some footballers that just they flare off. It's good to see him finally get a chance, probably his last chance ever to get back in the Prem. And he took it by two hands.
Yeah, Luton is probably it's pretty low in the totem pole in the Premier League. So
yeah,
the fact that he got that, this is his last chance. But I want to mention that I'm pretty happy for Luis Diaz just with what's going on in his life, and I honestly can't stand the guy because we all know like he was going to go to Spurs and he decided not to go to Spurs at the last second.
Yeah, it was probably the best decision he ever made.
Yeah.
And so I've always hated him, but like respect that he scored that goal, and good for him because of that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, we're definitely wishing the best for him and his family, and hopefully his dad can get home soon. Yeah, absolutely. Another club, I guess we'll switch it up here, but another club, but thank you for that sentiment, Parker. Another club that we should speak on a little bit. Villa was rolling, man. Then they go to Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham Forest takes them down. What is going on there?
I will say something about them. I watched it, and honestly, they're just so inconsistent. Like, I don't know. They haven't scored really on corners really this year at all. I think they have 0 corners, goals from corners, set pieces. They're just not doing it. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see. What was I gonna say about them?
I think it is pretty strange though when it comes to set pieces that they're not that good, right? They got some powerful people. I mean, Ollie Watkins is a handful for anyone, and his athletic prowess. Come on, man, get on the end of it, right? Nottingham Forest though has been proven kind of tough for a lot of teams. I think United struggled against them, didn't they? And I think Chelsea. Well, did you guys lose to them? Oh, but wait, shit, you guys lose to everyone, right?
Yeah. Not Spurs. But.
Wow.
Oh,
you guys scored as many goals against us that you have all year long in the year of 2023.
I don't know who that looks worse on.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. But
well, Chelsea's up for the big games, man. Look, like they tie Arsenal, should have won. They tied Liverpool. That first game of the season, that was crazy.
Yeah.
They decimated you guys.
We're rebuilding right now too. It's not like we're in peak form. We have a lot of new faces, a new coach. We're still gelling together. So I don't think this next coming season, but after that, I think we'll be title contenders.
Oh yeah, you'll make good additions too. I mean, you guys have unlimited money, and clearly they don't want to punish you. So hey, yeah, dude, it's monopoly money out here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think I said in the first couple of podcasts that asked similar, we're going to focus on Europe more than the Premier League. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. It might be too many games for them to deal with at the time.
I think you're right. The depth there. I mean, their starting 11 is actually pretty formidable, right? But once you start looking down the ranks, it's probably not there to definitely to fight a two-front war. That being Europe and that being the Premier League, knowing how arduous the Premier League is. One thing that will be interesting, Villa has to play you guys in 2 weeks. And with a decimated back line, if you're going to play a high line like that, dude, they're just going to run past you all day. Good luck.
I don't think. Yeah, I think we'll lose that game. I already said that in the chat. We'll lose that game.
It's going to be tough. All right, well, gentlemen, that kind of rounds out match week 11, at least our review of it. Let us know if we missed anything. But let's go to this new segment that Buran really wanted to talk about. So we're going to do start, bench, and drop. Buran, you want to introduce the selections, the choices?
Yeah, we'll go center backs first. So we got Virgil van Dijk, we got Saliba, and then we got Thiago Silva. And I guess you got introduced. I'll start it off. Obvious choice for start, Virgil van Dijk. Keep it kind of brief, but the greatest defender of all time, Virgil van Dijk, starting.
Did you read that right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I read it perfectly.
Okay.
At least at his peak, back a few years ago, there was never a defender who could come close to what he was doing. Anyways, second, I'll take Saliba on the bench. A lot of youth compared to Thiago Silva. Obviously, we saw in that City game he had Erling Haaland right in his pocket again. Probably the best striker in the world. Yeah, literally. And then Thiago Silva. But I love Thiago Silva, man. I mean, what a guy. Just pure class. Knows the game. Obviously, as he's aged, got a little bit slower, but he just understands it all, knows where to be. So, yeah, I mean, I'll just keep it right in the order. Van Dijk, Saliba, and then Thiago Silva will unfortunately get cut.
Well, Nini, you have to follow that up. There was a lot of disrespect shown there.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm starting Saliba 100%. I think when he got injured last year and you guys lost your title hopes, it was solely because of his injury.
Yeah.
And, I mean, like Buran said, he pocketed Haaland, probably the best striker in the world right now. And just his intelligence and his defending is, it's bar none. He's probably the best center back in the Premier League right now. On my bench, I will put Van Dijk. And I know as a Chelsea fan, that's a little crazy, but I think Thiago Silva is just getting old and his time is coming to an end. That doesn't mean he's not a legend. Obviously, he's not a great player. I think he's coming to an end of his career. So I'd have to put Van Dijk on my bench. But I also am going to disagree with Buran on him being the best center back of all time because that's a crazy statement. I mean, you got people like Ramos that have been at peak their whole entire career, and Van Dijk does it for a couple years, and all of a sudden now he's a legend. And this typical Liverpool glazing fan, I mean, that's just what they do.
Dude, this is your first episode, bro. You gotta chill out with it.
He's coming in hot, and I love it.
I don't know if
Van Dijk is one of the greatest defenders of all time.
His peak is better than any other center back.
How long is his peak? You have to rephrase that because his peak is only 2 years. You have someone like Ramos who's been in the game for 20.
It's a good argument. It is a good argument.
Well, I will say this, that, are we talking about like players in their prime or right now?
It's got to be current, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it's got to be current.
Current? Okay. Well, if it's current, then Virgil van Dijk is I'm selling him. He's out of there.
Oh man!
Since his ACL injury, he just hasn't been the same. He's super calm on the ball. He's won everything in the Prem. When we're talking about like just at their prime, I wouldn't sell him. But right now, I would sell him. He'd be out. Let's see. Saliba, I'm starting him. I just think he's just probably one of the best players right now, like Nini said. I mean, he may be one of the best players, in Europe right now. So I just think he can beat anybody on the ball. I don't think he's afraid of anybody. Silva, great leader. Yeah, will go down as one of the greats. I want him on my bench as a leadership role, really.
Hey, as crazy as that sounds, I kind of have to agree with Parker on the way he drew that up. I do think Saliba's probably one of the best center backs in the world at the position, especially right now on current form. For me, VVD doesn't have the brain that Silva does, and Silva is the best defender to ever play the game. Let's throw that out there, Buran. And VVD's dropped, man. VVD, I just think, yeah, for 2 years he was fantastic. Now he's just average. Your back line leaks goals all day. Saliba's another class. Gents, it was 10 games and finally one defender dribbled past him. Give a little respect to Miggy Almiron, MLS legend. So we're gonna move on from that. That's where I last. Hey, Parker, you want to start with the right back situation?
Yes. So it's gonna be Kieran Trippier, Reece James, and let's see who else. Ben White. So let me think about this one. I have to okay, so I'm going to start Trippier because I think he's a good player to start. He gets assists, and if we need somebody to come off the bench, then Reece James would be great because he has that pace, and he would just destroy defenders that have been playing for 60 minutes already. So he would be a great substitute. Reece James. Ben White, yeah, he can get fucked.
All right, I got to follow that one up. I'm sorry, Jets. I got to follow that one up.
Oh, good.
Parker, interesting choice of words, but I got to give it to Reece James, man. I just watched him finally come back to the lineup for Chelsea. He changed everything. No one's beating him. And by the way, he probably should have had 2 goals, 2 assists. If
he's
shit for brains up top could do anything. That being said, James is the best right back in the world. I think next I'll probably have to do Trippier, even though I'm the biggest White fan in the world.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not going to do that. Actually, I'm going to put White second just because I hate Newcastle. And especially just the way they hold themselves and shit like that. It's just, fuck off, back to the tune. Trippier, and he played for Spurs. Yeah, he's a piece of shit. Right back at you, Parker. All right, gentlemen, go ahead.
All right, I'll take it over. I was going to piggyback off what you said, DJ, but Reece James, obviously, I think he's the best right back in the world. And not only as a defending side of it, his attacking is unbelievable too. So I'm going to start him. Trippier is going to be coming off my bench just for the same exact reason. I think the game nowadays is just go, 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 attack. And you need your outside backs to be up and down the pitch and serving balls and crossing. So I think Trippier is the guy for that. And then I got to let go of White. I don't see anything from him, really.
Mate, he has most overlaps in the league.
Yeah, but what does he do with it?
Gives it back to Saka.
Exactly.
Yeah, like personally, like you have people like James, Trippier, Trent. They can whip a ball in. Like when they're on to the end of a ball, like something's gonna happen with it.
I'm surprised you brought up Trent because that guy can't play defense. But all right.
Well, that's why I said attacking wise because
I got you.
That's a lost cause.
All right.
Let's clear one thing up here. Reece James is not the best right back in the world.
Oh Lord, who is?
Trent.
Really?
I don't want to say.
He's the only one that believes that.
I can't say Trent anymore, but
yeah, I mean,
I would probably. It's so close because Reece James is just getting injured a lot. So that's like the one, because if he remained healthy, it'd be him for sure.
I feel like Reece James can just come off, an injury and just like kill it. Even like he has just that natural talent. Like he doesn't even need to train. Like he can just be like, I haven't played in 6 weeks and just be like, boom.
Yeah.
Like Reece James just has that talent for me.
So I think I'll probably start Trippier. I think.
My God.
I mean, set pieces. The guy can come in and hit a free kick. He's going to put in good balls in the box.
Mm-hmm.
Good defender. I think he fits in perfectly in their back line. Reece James is going to be on the bench. I mean, if he could stay healthy, I'd start him all day long. But when he plays, he's so good. I mean, up and down the field, he's as strong as an ox. No one's going to body him. No one's going to get past him with his pace. Ben White can kick rocks. That guy sucks. And the fact that DJ, you wanted to text us one day and said he can play in the midfield and play center back.
I can.
I would literally rather have a piece of wood on the field than have him in the midfield. Because at least that wouldn't make me inclined to pass him the ball.
Holy shit, man. A piece of wood?
Yeah, literally.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get out of here, man. It's Liverpool.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
I don't think he would be that bad of a defensive midfielder.
No, he's played defensive midfield for Leeds. He's played center back for Leeds. He's played center back for Brighton. Come on, man. But anyways, this besides the point. I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. As you know, I'm the biggest glazer when it comes to Mr. White, Benny Blanco. Put it in my veins. Let's get it going. But hey, we're moving on to bigger and better things. We're moving on to match week 12, and there's only one game on our mind, gentlemen. It's a pretty lousy week for football, except for one game. We got Man City versus Chelsea. Nini, where's your head at?
Man, obviously we just came off, I don't want to say a big win because of the circumstances, but it was a good win. I mean, it's City, man. They're unbelievable. Every time they play, week in, week out, they're just so tough to beat. Home, away, it doesn't matter. They have quality all over the field, and I think right now Chelsea might lack that a little bit. With that being said, I hope, we can keep this energy going and play at a high level, because right now it seems like our front five are playing very, very high and intense and physical, so it's good. But again, it's City, so it's a horse apiece. I don't know, man. It's going to be tough, but hopefully we can pull it off.
Yeah. Braun, what do you think is going to happen?
I got another Jeremy Doku masterclass coming up.
Wow.
Dude, what a player.
Yeah.
What a player. And, when you think about it, people are always hating on Pep because he spends all this money. But, look what he does, man. Grealish starting, living his best life last year. They win the treble. This guy's the best player, the best winger, this and that. And then he just is let's refresh the team. Let's get new energy. And he comes in. I mean, watching him is just fun. And I think we got another Doku masterclass coming up. And it's going to be a big test for Reece James.
That's what I was saying. I'm so excited for that matchup. I don't think he gets past Reece James.
Just two electric players going to go at each other for 90 minutes, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, I mean, if Chelsea can pull something off, great. But I think City are just built to last the entire season. So it's always tough because they just have players that can come in off the bench and contribute. And yeah, it'll be a good victory if Chelsea can pull it off. But I'll have City taken in. We'll have another Jeremy Doku masterclass on our hands.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you kind of brought up that matchup, though, because I am looking forward to, Reece James versus Doku. And I don't think he's not strong enough. He's quick, but he's not strong enough. And I don't see him penetrating that side the way that he has before, especially to Bournemouth. We forget to mention a Doku masterclass. It was against Bournemouth, mate. Everyone has a masterclass against Bournemouth. It's the easiest away game in the league. I don't know if it's away or home. It doesn't matter.
A goal and 4 assists.
Yeah, that's fine. It's like playing the school of the blind at this point. They just got their first win, and it came cheaply.
That wasn't the first time that he's shined this season. I mean, he's a good player, Doku.
He's a good player, but he's not. Like I said, Reece James is the best right back in the world.
His first real test. Reece James will be his first real test of.
Reece James is quick and powerful, so I don't see him getting past him.
Well, actually, his first real test was against Ben White, and we know how that ended up. Ben White made him, baby.
That is true.
Thank you.
In the game?
No, but he megged him in the game. He emptied his pockets, and he found a little Doku afterwards, man. It was a collecting card at that point. No, I am excited about this matchup. Chelsea high, they finally have well, I think this is going to be interesting, right? They finally have a result they can hang their head on. It would have been Arsenal if you didn't capitulate. Let's see how Poch kicks on with the team. Because, I mean, if we knew anything back in the past, Poch with the Spurs always somehow beat Man City, always somehow beat Pep, or at least competed and made it a good game, right? So I don't see the City team rolling over Chelsea. I think it's going to be interesting bringing Cole Palmer back to his old team because he's been an injection of everything class you need going forward. Even though we have a hat-trick hero on our hands with your striker, I think, oh my God, I'd bench him. You think he's going to start?
I don't. Yeah, he might, but I don't consider that guy a hero. He's a donkey. I can't stand that guy. I can't even watch him.
Anyone that hits the Suey celebration after scoring a hat trick against 9 men, that goes to show what that person is.
Hey, guys. All right, hold on. So there's going to be 2 people that are going to be coming back for this game. Nkunku for Chelsea. And everyone thinks that he's going to be like the savior for Chelsea. I don't think he's going to, he's not going to be that answer. But another person that's going to be coming back, Anthony Taylor, the referee, reinstated for this game. And he has
you're right.
It's
going to be a draw, baby.
Yeah, he is historically does not like Chelsea. And like, if you look at the stats, I don't know what it is, but Chelsea do not do well when he is officiating their games. Like the card ratio is just crazy. He's from Manchester, so it's gonna be it's just gonna be exciting. Nkunku is gonna be back, so we'll see if the goals can come. But honestly, man, I don't see you guys doing anything against Manchester City, and you wouldn't have done anything against Tottenham if you guys had 11 men. So
you got to remember,
City's
lost their last 2 games too, so they're not in the best form right now.
Oh, who's that?
City.
They beat Bournemouth.
Yeah, I guess before that they lost their 2 games. What I was gonna say about Nkunku though, I don't even see him playing because honestly, I used to hate Sterling. Like I used to hate Sterling. Just watching him flail himself around on the field, I couldn't stand it. But I think Poch put something like in his head or whatever it is that you got to go, and he's been killing it for us. And then Cole Palmer's just been unbelievable for us. I mean, to get rid of Mason Mount and get him is unbelievable for me. I love the guy. He's so good, so crafty. He kind of reminds me of like a Fleury Havertz, but just better. Like they play the same style, but I mean, he just miles better.
He's the only player that I was afraid of this last weekend. Every time he got the ball, I was like, oh no, here he goes, Cole Palmer again. He's fantastic. But as far as forwards go, you guys cannot score. I mean, you guys did, you guys scored 4 goals. I got it. I get that. But I mean,
I think if you guys are playing a top 4 team, that's you. Like if you're playing City, Arsenal, or even a Newcastle, that game's 8-9-0. I think, to be honest, like Jackson himself should have had 5-6 goals.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you guys were honestly lucky it was Chelsea. I mean, I hate to say it, but if it was any other team, I think you guys would have got absolutely crushed.
Yeah, I know.
Well, so the issue I saw with Chelsea, especially when they were playing that, you guys were playing that high line, which I'm not sure what was going through Ange's head, but they just weren't moving the ball quick enough. They weren't finding the guys pacing down the sidelines. And finally, they unlocked it. But that was because Spurs was also, I mean, you unlocked it once, you finally got the goal, and then Spurs was looking for a goal. And then, I mean, all hell broke loose at that point, right? So it'll be interesting. One thing I do want to touch on, though, you have a Energizer Bunny in the center midfield, Gallagher. I've never seen a man press as well as he does. I've never seen a man run as much as he does. And that guy would break any beat test I've ever seen. So I can see him giving Rodri fits, even though Rodri is probably the best center defensive mid in the world right now. But
there's another one I couldn't stand either watching. It was just like last year I couldn't stand watching him because he came from Palace. He was, he was the man there, whatever. He was the player of the year. Then he came into a bigger team, and it was just so stagnant, like back and forth, side to side, and it was just nothing from him. But honestly, I was even telling Kelman this, like he grew on me a lot because we watched Madrid and Chelsea at Champions League at Stamford Bridge. Modric was running circles around him. Valverde was making him look like it was a schoolyard game, and I was like, oh my god, this dude sucks, And this year he's improved a lot, and I like him a lot now.
Oh yeah, big pressure. I think he's gonna catch Kovacic. I don't rate Kovacic at all. I'm not even sure what the fuck's going on with that guy. I don't even know how he got to move to City. I don't know what Pep sees in him. I don't even know what Chelsea saw him in before. The guy doesn't offer a lot to a team, so I think there's gonna be a mistake in midfield, and you're gonna capitalize on that.
See, I liked Kovacic when he was with us. He was probably the only midfielder coming to get the ball as an 8 that I would trust dribbling out of the back and making moves out of the back.
Wait, you want him on the ball?
Oh yeah, Kovacic dribbling in tight spaces. I love him.
He's one of the silkiest players in the Prem.
Kovacic on a half turn when he's got someone on his back, he's beating 2-3 people and finding the right pass. Yeah, he's not going to score and he's not going to find himself getting in the box, but he's an awesome player to have on your team.
No, we got to be talking about the different players, right?
Come on, man.
One thing I will say about Gallagher is that, when he was at Crystal Palace, I felt like he became kind of like the main man, And when he went to Chelsea, he was like, okay, I kind of have to sit back a little bit. these players, have more experience. They have more, skill than me maybe or whatever. And then now he's kind of like, he's grew into that role at Chelsea, and now he's starting to like have more of a, a main role again. I think maybe the confidence, I don't know what it is, but a lot of that Chelsea squad have like a mental problem, like not mental problem, sorry, but like have something mental going on, So, I mean, I think that win against us will help the confidence a little bit. Yeah, you guys just need to get some goals. Obviously, you did it. 3 points is 3 points, no matter how it happens,
We need
So,
Broya back.
What was that?
and what?
We need Broya back, my Albanian goal scorer.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Hey, I'm all about it, baby. Give me
love
Granit Xhaka, scored a creamer, and throwing it up.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, big fan of Gallagher. I think anyone walking into a Chelsea team of last year was going to be a mess for anyone. It's not easy to play well, especially when they have more players than fucking kits at that point. Didn't know who they were, but it's good to see them get a result because honestly, the Premier League's more exciting when Chelsea's better. When you have all the top teams at the top, I hate to see Spurs at the top. They belong mid-table. So, yeah, let's get the big names back up top. Let's get the small fish back in the middle of the pond, and let's keep moving on, gentlemen. It's been fantastic. Nini, thank you for joining us.
It was.
And then, guys, anyone watching, for all of our fans, PremierTalk TV, please smash the like button. Please share. And then please comment if you don't like anything that Parker said.
I will say the Premier League is always seems to find a way to surprise me. So we'll see about that Chelsea Man City. It will probably surprise me some way or the other. So,
hey, best playwright ever written. But gentlemen, yeah, it's been a pleasure. See you next time.